I'm Roger Muller. This short video is being put together to help you get started using Adobe's Premiere Pro CS4 version. All we're going to do is open the application up, show you how to fill out a few of the initial screens, keep it simple. We want to make sure that the essential panels are showing up on each screen, or you'll have a great deal of difficulty to learn it intuitively. We'll bring in some media, we'll move that media around a little bit, and then we'll save the file off as a flash video, and we will save the project also. This is going to be a very simple, short process with only the essentials. No titling, no color correction, no audio changes, just plain workflow. Okay, let's get started. Okay, we're opening Adobe Premiere Pro CS4 as we get started here. We'll wait for the new project window to come up. Here is the new project window, and also from our recent projects, some of the more current ones are up here. We also could dig into the folders and look for others. Let's just pick a new project. Let's not even mess with the tab that says Scratch Disk, but under General here, let's look at where our materials are going to be stored, be it the Windows or on the Macintosh. It goes into some sort of a user's directory unless you change it. We'll just live with this. One thing I would strongly encourage you is to make a note of this and have it on a piece of paper when you're getting started working with this. As far as the project name is concerned, I like to use a convention like this. Put down the year and then an underscore, just one space, and then the actual date, 010310, underscore, some descriptive stuff like Adobe, underscore, Premiere, underscore, getting started, and then use an underscore and some kind of a naming convention that goes like this. This is clip 0100 or project 0100, whatever the case may be, and we'll hit OK. That way we can have a 150, we can have a 50, or whatever the case may be. Let's hit OK. Project exists, confirm overwrite, yes. As far as picking a format is concerned, and a wrapper and all those good things with video, if I'm using high definition video, I like to use AVC HD 1080p 30. If I was doing just standard NTSC stuff that have been collected over the years, just work with standard 48 kilohertz. For now, we'll pick this one. And we'll hit OK. And up will come a series of windows, and we will discuss these because this can be the most crippling thing in not being able to intuitively figure it out. Probably of all the things I'm showing you here, this is the one that will kill you if you don't get these windows laid out like this. The project browser, the media browser, the source clip browser, the timeline scattered across the bottom, and more importantly, this, or equally as important, this program sequence viewer. And this is the one that if you lose can really be hard to find. And a couple smaller ones here, the audio and the tools window. Okay, now let's look at what can go wrong and can really make this confusing if some of these windows have been closed for one reason or another. Previous use, accidentally, intentionally, whatever the case may be. Look how different this looks, and this is one that just kills you if this one's missing. The program sequence viewer, and you know, you think, gee, that thing must be named sequence. It isn't. Okay, let's close it here. Notice how different it is. We still got this media browser window that expanded out to take the space. To get that back, we just go up here to window, and where's sequence? There's nothing there. There's this thing called program monitor, and if we click that on, then all of a sudden it's back. If we, for some reason, had the timeline closed, look how much different this looks now. Something this media browser expands all the way across. Go up there and turn on the timeline. Okay, so what are the X's here? Audio master meters is on. Media browser, that's in the lower left. That program monitor, that's in the upper right. The project bin is on the upper left. The source monitor is in the top middle. The timeline's on the bottom, occupying most of that. And of course the tools. Those tools in the lower right are a must for cutting and whatnot. So much for the windows. Now let's do a little project. Now we're going to get started here. Notice that the project has got its name up here. It's also got its name up here. So the file extension is PROJ, and that's what's down in your user's directory. Let's import some media. We're going to go to some previously existing stuff. We're going to pick this up off a wedding. Notice how that date naming convention really works nicely in sorting things out. Okay, we'll double click on it. And there is some video out there. It's flash video that was stuck on a website at one time. I will either drag that up here into the bin or right mouse it and say import it. It'll show up in our project bin right here. Now what we need to do is open that sequence down there. Let's double click on the sequence. Notice that up comes a pretty familiar looking timeline type thing if you've done any videoing editing at all. Take the flash video file or whatever else you might have, drag, stack, whatever, put in order on this line. Just for purposes of doing something, I'm going to cut this into 4 segments. I'm going to go to the right hand side on the tools, hit the razor blade. I'm going to move my timeline to right there, hit the blade, go right here, hit the blade. Notice that as I move across my sequence in the top right, the sequence viewer is showing. We're going to hit the blade right here, no reason again for this, and yet here. We've divided this up into segments A, B, C, and D, if you will. Let's say now that we want to delete segment C. Let's pick our tools. The selection tool in the lower right could also be done with a V. Let's just pick section C here. And I could click on it like this, or I could lasso a bunch of them. I'll just lasso it. I'm going to right mouse. I could either delete or ripple delete. I delete with the delete key. If I ripple delete, that's going to take the extra space out. Great. Okay, now let's take this one right here. This was segment B, and put it at the end by drag and drop. This is the only edit. Oh, and notice I still got a space here now because there was no ripple on that move. Click on that space, right mouse, ripple delete, bang. Now we got A, D, and I believe it's B. The last thing that remains to do is to, first of all, let's just save this project as far as what we've done. That's the PROJ file. Let's do a file save. That's this set of instructions we put together. We can come back to an edit later, and we certainly don't want to lose it. The next thing we want to do, and the last, is to export the sequence.